class, and thank you for joining me for English today. And in English, this is the text that we're reading. So we're reading The Sorcerer's Apprentice, which is written by Sally Gwynley and illustrated by Thomas Taylor. So hopefully you've had a chance to read this at home. I've uploaded it as different PowerPoints, so there should be 3 in total, and hopefully you're really familiar with it. We're going to use it today to practice this learning objective. So this learning objective says, how can I use punctuation correctly? So punctuation is a really big word, but it means all of those little marks we use in sentences, like question marks, like exclamation marks, like commas, like full stops, and it often lets you know when a sentence starts and ends, and also things like apostrophe for if something belongs to someone. So for example, this is an apostrophe because the apprentice belongs to the sorcerer, so we call that an apostrophe for possession. But punctuation is just all these little things we do in sentences to make it excellent writing, like the question mark here or these capital letters here. So we're going to have a good go at using punctuation correctly. We're going to start like we start any English lesson, and that's by reading. So this is a page from our book, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, and I want you to read it with me, and we'll notice all those different types of punctuation. So it says, he spent hours in the woods digging up worms and catching rare beetles. So a lovely adjective there, rare, to describe the noun, which is beetles. We've got a capital letter to start the sentence and a full stop to end it. After every full stop or exclamation mark or question mark, there is another capital letter to show that a new sentence is starting. He collected tree bark and plant roots until his hands were sore and his back was aching. So that's the end of that sentence. So usually a sentence is when you say one idea, you put a full stop before starting another one, and that would be your next sentence. Capital letter again. Back in the castle kitchen, he crushed and ground them into powder. So that's one sentence which has got a conjunction in it. So we've got one sentence with a conjunction and, because that and is working to join this clause here, which just adds a little bit more detail. It makes that sentence longer, because it could be, back in the castle kitchen, he crushed the powder, but actually we're using and to add a little bit more. We're saying and ground them into powder. So we've got just one sentence because it's one idea about the powder. And another sentence here, and when he had finished, so we've got a little comma where we take a little breath, and when he had finished, he rushed up and downstairs, tidying and cleaning up after his master. And that's got a full stop. So this page is really helpful because it shows you the sentences are matching the idea that it's talking about. So here we've got one sentence for this idea, and here we've got one sentence for this idea, but because it's got quite a long sentence, there is a little comma here where we take a little breath. So let's carry on reading. Uh-oh, the Sorcerer's Apprentice has been at work. It says kaboom! I think he's cast a spell on us. Let's see what's happened. Uh-oh, let's carry on reading. He has stolen all of our punctuation. Look at his cheeky expression there. He's stolen all of the punctuation we need. Let's read it and see if we can work this out. So it says, the broomstick leapt from his hands. The apprentice watched in amazement as it grew arms and legs. He stared in wonder as it flung the castle's huge oak doors open and marched off down the well. But there is absolutely no punctuation in that little paragraph there. So let's have a go. So Purple class, first of all, know that we must start every sentence with a capital letter. So that's our first change. We need to put a capital letter there. The broomstick leapt from his hands. There we go. So that needs to be our first full stop because it's starting to talk about a new idea. And after every full stop, there is a capital letter. So another capital T is needed for that word the. I'd like you to pause me now and have a go. If you can just point on your screen, whatever device you're on, and have a look and see if you can notice where that missing punctuation is, and then we'll do it together. That's right, I hope you got it. So we've done the first one for us. We did that one together before we had that little pause. So we've got the broomstick leapt from his hands. Next sentence. The apprentice watched in amazement as it grew arms and legs. So that is our next sentence. We don't need to put a full stop here because we've got a conjunction as, because it wouldn't make sense to stop there. The apprentice watched in amazement. That would make sense as a sentence, but we wouldn't start a sentence with as it grew arms and legs, because that doesn't make sense. So you know that's one long sentence being joined with that conjunction as. So we need the full stop after legs. Every full stop, there is a capital letter which follows, so that needs to be a capital H. He stared in wonder, that's a great magical word to use, as it flung the castle. Now it says castle with an S on the end, so it becomes castles, and it says castle's huge oak door. Now those huge oak doors belong to the castle, so we need an apostrophe there for possession. The castle's huge oak doors, lovely adjectives there. So we've got, he stared in wonder as it flung the castle's huge oak doors open and marched off down the well. Full stop at the end, and we've got another conjunction there. So hopefully that's all the punctuation we need, and it makes us be able to read it a little bit more easily. So let's read it now, taking the breaths whenever we get to that full stop. The broomstick leapt from his hands. The apprentice watched in amazement as it grew arms and legs. He stared in wonder as it flung the castle's huge oak doors open and marched off down the well. Good job, everybody. Now what I'd like you to do is first of all check that we got that right, and I think that we have. So we've added in our capital letters, our full stops, we've got that apostrophe for possession, and every time we've got a full stop, we have got a capital letter. And the most important thing is it makes sense as we read it, taking those little pauses where we've got those full stops. Now, your challenge is, I'd like you to have a look at this page from the book and write some sentences with the correct punctuation that makes sense relating to this picture. So I'll model it for you. So I'm going to look what I can see. I can see the sorcerer's apprentice, I can see the cat, I can see he's practicing some spells, and there's all sorts of flagons and vials and jars and flagons. But this is the bit that really interests me, so I'll say my sentence. The sorcerer's apprentice waved a tall potion bottle at the scared cat. So I'm going to... So capital letter, sitting on the line there, the capital letters don't join. The sorcerer, that's an unusual spelling. And he belongs to the sorcerer, the apprentice does, so it needs an apostrophe for possession. The sorcerer's apprentice, double consonant there, sit those P's on the line. Ice, split digraph there, it looks like the word ice there. So cross your T, tittle your I when you've written the whole word. So the sorcerer's apprentice waved, let's get those past tense ending in from phonics. Waved. The sorcerer's apprentice waved a tall, let's get some adjectives in, a tall potion, that might be on your vocabulary wrap, that's quite unusual to spell, potion, so the last thing I do is cross my T, tittle the I, bottle, another double consonant word, bottle, at, so all these keywords we definitely know, scared, another adjective there to describe my noun is the cat, nice easy noun to spell there. And because we're learning to punctuate correctly, we need a full stop. So the sorcerer's apprentice waved a tall potion bottle at the scared cat. So if I was marking that, I would give you a green for great for your capital letter, your full stop, and an apostrophe there, which is all types of different types of punctuation. So you can have a go at my sentence if you'd like to first, and then have a go at your own, remembering our learning objective is to correctly use punctuation. Good luck, Team Purple. I can't wait to see it. Have a great day.